very soon we are going to see two semifinals in the FIFA World Cup of 2026. And what we see here is four teams, each was champions at least once. Let's look at the historical record here and try to predict what's going to happen next. Out of these four teams, obviously, by the game itself, France looks like the biggest favorite. And even though Spain is somewhat looking solid team, and they beat Belgium, but it's mostly because of Belgium mistakes. I actually like the way Belgium was defending. It was pretty good game for Belgium. And with taking into consideration France's advanced game and number of players, the size of the players, the speed of play France playing, I want to make prediction, and even if I'm gonna look like a fool after this, I predict that France will defeat Spain in this game. Uh, and let's look historically. Spain won their World Cup on 4-1 nothing plays in playoffs. So the quarterfinals, I mean, round of 16, quarterfinal, semifinal, and final. Each game, Spain won 1-0. Meanwhile, France, sometimes in their first victorious World Cup, I think they actually had to go through a penalty shootout. And if they, should I say, should they lose that penalty shootout, France would be out, right, and not win the World Cup. But they beat Brazil, somewhat demoralized Brazil, I have to add, 3-0 in the final. You know, uh, France then defeated other teams in Russian World Cup 2018, and of course they reached the final last World Cup. Okay, now let's talk about England. England, for some reason, was considered such a big and strong team for longest period in history, and then the World Cup came to their grounds, and in the final they met Germany. That game was tight until Soviet referee, and I forgot his name. He was a linesman. Tofik, Tofik, I think his name was Tofik. He was from, I believe, from Azerbaijan. So this referee uh, told the match referee that so linesman telling the match referee that ball crossed the goal line after the shot by the English player. Well, from whatever we see, even they say in every video they say, "Oh, we don't know if the ball really crossed it." But from what we see, ball did not cross that line. Nevertheless, thanks to this call by the linesman, England won the World Cup. After that, England never came close to this, this kind of result. I guess they played in semifinals in 1990, and now here they come again. But this time they're meeting Argentina, which, of course, won 1978 World Cup under funny, to say the least, circumstances, and then they were defeated in 1982. 1986 they win again with Maradona. 1990 they go to finals again, and of course that wasn't a good Argentinian side. Then they were in finals, I guess, in 2014, and now they won again the last World Cup. This is, if I remember everything correctly. All right, so Argentina right now, it seems like a really solid team, but they don't seem to be, you know, completely unbeatable. England has basically all the air playing into their hand. So if England will use that, they can defeat Argentina. But on the ground, I think Argentina would be looking better than England, and everything comes down to you know how much Messi would be able to create. Messi is going to be a bit tired. I understand. England also come out from the overtime game, but one thing is overtime game for 30 years old. Another thing, overtime game for somebody like Messi. What he is, 38 or 39, right? So it is hard to predict, but we also need to think about Malvinas. If you don't know what is Malvinas, it's what Argentina calls, what England calls Falkland Islands. So if Argentina wants to be a heroes and pay back for Malvinas, then they have to collect themselves and defeat England. Anyway, I think this game can go either way. I don't think any team here will be in any special situation. And for the final, of course, since I already said that France should defeat Spain, you're right. In fact, I see more likely France defeating Spain than I could tell that Argentina will defeat England here. I The only reason why to say that Argentina will defeat England is because simply uh, England always basically succumbs on a semifinal. Basically, I mean, I cannot say always because they won the World Cup, but it's in their style, they're just like a semifinal good, and in fact they are here just because Norway goalkeeper self destroyed himself. You know what I mean? He self destroyed, and that's why England is here right now. I mean, I'm not saying maybe England would have scored a different goal from the one that goalkeeper gifted them, or could be that if the ball did not hit the cable, then England would again not be here. Everything possible. But they were better than Norway, right, in the game as a general. Like they were like more active and so on. So I really don't see. I see that England was better in the game as a whole, but there were some circumstances that helped them. And same thing with Argentina. That's why I say this is so even right now. There is no even like really way to tell, right? So again, I believe everything here is coming down to Messi's ability to organize England's defeat. That's it. And back to Spain, France. France has just so many tools. It's impossible to hold them all. Impossible. And Spanish defenders already proven that in the air they can be beaten. Uh, so I don't see really problem. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be easy for France, but I see for France it's just another, you know, game. Maybe it's going to be even easier than with Paraguay because Paraguay just set all back like Park de Bas and all this kind of stuff. Spain, of course, not going to do it. They're going to try to establish more control, of course, and not try to starve French of the ball, but it's not going to be as possible, you know, as with other teams. So let's see what's going to happen. I'm recording it just to, put myself on record what I think about this game. So let's finalize. So French defeating Spain, and I am meaning before penalties, and uh, England versus Argentina. Let me predict that this game gonna go into penalties all the way. All right. So here I am on record. Take care.